I find the narrative that men need to be well rested for work, therefore they can't take care of their newborn babies, so incredibly interesting. And this is not necessarily about this commenter, but I think this sentence, my husband is a surgeon, so I'd never risk him being overtired for work, is incredibly interesting because oftentimes in medicine, actually, the job requires people to be incredibly sleep deprived. Residency is a good example of this. They are working on very little sleep in arguably a job where they shouldn't be working on very little sleep. And my husband, who's a blue collar guy, often is asked to work on very little sleep. And so there's this double standard, right? That we don't want men to sacrifice their sleep for their families. We don't want them to wake up overnight with their newborn 2 times because they have a job to do in the morning and they need to be well rested for it. But we are okay with them being sleep deprived if it's for work, if it's for that paid work. And this is kind of that double standard we have with men, which is we value their paid work more than their care work. And so we don't want them to sacrifice their sleep for their family, but we want them to sacrifice their sleep for their job. My husband is sometimes expected to work 18 to 24-hour shifts when there's a storm on high voltage electricity, which is incredibly dangerous. And people are okay with that because that's what's required of the job. But if I asked him to do all of the overnights with our baby, I'm sure people would be in an uproar about it because his job is dangerous. And so I think when we talk about these things, we actually have to look at it through this lens, which is like, yes, it is dangerous for anybody to be sleep deprived. And so we shouldn't be okay with their jobs making them sleep deprived. And we should be splitting the work of caring for our newborns because no parent should be more sleep deprived than the other simply because they have a paid job.